Hi there, everybody, and welcome to our next episode, our third episode that we're going to be doing with Ashley. And today we're going to have a look at the markets, have a quick look at how our trade is doing, and yeah, get an idea of where we think the markets might be going. So I'd like to just straight away get into it and welcome Ashley. Hi, Ashley. And yeah, could you just start off by giving us a bit of an overview on how you see things at the moment?
Oh, great. Hi, Malcolm. Hi, everybody. Okay, so just jumping into it straight away. We're having a look here at the daily, at the weekly. This is the weekly chart. And what you can see here, this white line here, this is the 200-day moving average. You can see that previous candle. Obviously, that was last week, and we were under. The candle was under the 200 moving average, which was very bearish. I won't get into all of that, but just to show you. And now, last week, that was the week previous to that. Last week, we actually broke above. And last night, obviously, the new week that started, we have now opened up a new candle above the 200 moving average, which is very bullish. Now, obviously, this is a weekly, so we'll need to monitor and just see. Hopefully, if Bitcoin can stay above this 200-day moving average for the next week and possibly the week after, then we got really, the chances of Bitcoin going higher will strengthen the longer we can stay above this 200 moving average. Okay, so we have opened up a new weekly candle above, which is a good thing. Let's now move to the daily. We'll stay on the same chart. We'll move to the daily. I just want to close that a second so that's not in the way. We'll hide that. And then I'll just show you on the daily. You can see the Monday weekly open. Monday, let's have a look here where we opened today. Daily open. Let me just do that. So you can see weekly open and daily open is this yellow line, which we opened there this morning. We have seen quite a little bit of movement today. We did see the price drop considerably earlier on, but it's pulled back up again.
So would that be quite a bullish sign with it coming back like that from?
Oh yes, it's showing us that all the selling that's happening is being absorbed by the buyers pretty quickly. You know what I mean? Like I said, we see the fall happening, and then almost immediately we see that push back up. So it means that all the selling is being absorbed pretty good by the buyers, and that's very bullish. It's showing us that the buyers, even although we're in a red candle at the moment, look at the length of that wick. Although it's red, it's showing me that the buyers are actually very strong, and I don't think it will take much for this candle to actually turn green. We're very close anyway, and you can see here as that red line. If I just show you this here, let's just put a measurement from there. We're really close, actually. I mean, it's like 0.27%. So the minute that candle gets back there, it turns green and then up. And we like 0.27% away from our daily and our weekly open, because obviously today is Monday. So we'll see how this progresses during the week, but it's looking very bullish to me. Okay, so that's the daily. And then let me just bring you now, I'm going to take us to our normal chart, into a bit of micro short-term analysis. We'll go into this one, and I'll just move it to the 30. Let's just reset our chart here. Sorry, not that one. It's the wrong one. Yeah, there we go. This is the one we're looking at. Okay, I'm going to get rid of the. Okay, we are in the short term. Price has fallen underneath the 200 on the 30 minute, but that's not really important. I'm going to close that one now. That's kind of insignificant. You know, these higher moving average, like the 200, they're not really significant on the shorter time scales, Malcolm. So we don't really pay much attention to the lower time frames when it comes to that. But okay, let me just make a small adjustment over here. You can see our chart pattern that's playing out at the moment is a broadening falling wedge, which we know is a bullish pattern, okay, because the probability is that the price most of the time will break to the upside as opposed to the down. There is a chance that it can fall lower, but the probability is high, more likely it will go up. We just need to, in my opinion, the buyers just need to keep the price right now above $30,000. If we can do that for the next day or two, there's a very high probability that we'll see the price go and retest 32, somewhere up there, 32,000, somewhere in that direction over there. Okay, so you can see we are moving down slowly. We had this bit of consolidation here over the weekend where we did this, and then we started seeing a little bit of a sell-off, but that doesn't bother me too much. I must be honest with you, Malcolm. It's I'm not bothered right now. If I take us to our trade, you can see this is our trade. We still we're bouncing, as I said, between $7,000 and $8,000, which is 129 and 45% in profit, which is really strong. We're in a very strong position. We've actually made more money. We're sitting on more money than what we actually put into the trade. Originally put in $5,600. That's our position margin at the moment. And we're sitting on 7.2. So we've actually made 100% profit, and we in a bonus of over, well, at 29.1 at the moment. let me just show you, I have put our stop loss in at 100%. Let me just show you here. So if this trade does, let's say, worst case scenario, there is a drop, we guaranteed 100% profit. You can see there, our return on investment is just over 100%.
Excellent.
Okay, so we can't lose. We can't lose at all. There's no way. This is a guaranteed a trade. We may lose the extra 2 or whatever, but you know, like I said in the message yesterday, if I get 100%, I'm absolutely happy. As a trader, that in anyone's book, 100% profit is absolutely acceptable. The loss that we'll take on there, on that 23 or 24%, doesn't bother me. We'll make it up on the next trade anyway. And as I said, you know, we're not trying to achieve, you know, 200 Bitcoin in the first month. You know, it's going to take time. And I'd rather make money consistently over time than try and, you know, catch these trades where you make the big bucks. I mean, like I said, anything up to 100% is absolutely wonderful. I think anybody can be pleased at that. If we make anything up and above that, that's a bonus. And you know, and the reason why I'm willing to risk anything that's above the 100% is it because it gives us the opportunity to maintain our position. You know, if I show you, if I just take us to another quick chart here, and I can just kind of bring things into perspective here for you guys. I mean, look here. I mean, guys, look at this, Malcolm. Look how far we're down below here. I mean, we entered all the way down at 26.8. I mean, look at that. It's like, this is an absolute wonderful. I mean, as I said in the last video, we actually did climb in earlier, but okay, whatever. But this is a very, very good position that we're in. And if the price does break over 31 and starts heading to 32, as I said, I'll go and add another $5,000 to this position which will then bring our entry point into the middle of the 26,800 and this 31. So our new entry point will probably be somewhere here, 28, probably somewhere, let's have a look in the middle here. Yeah, just above 28, somewhere here, 28,900. That would be our new position. But then we'll be 10,000 margin in this trade, and we'll push our profits up significantly. As I said to you, then what would actually happen is, if we take a look at, if it went to 40, this 27,000 would get closer to 60,000, which is absolutely mind-blowing. That's the beauty of maintaining your position and only relinquishing that position if you're going to add more money to your trade. I think this is perhaps what you know, one of the guys you said were wondering why I didn't close and enter lower.
Yes.
Well, first of all, number one reason, there's no guarantee that we're going to go lower. And if I take profit now and we don't go lower, what then? Now I've got to open up in the place where I took profit. Yeah, no, it's not that. We need to also, there will always be a certain level of risk, but as I've explained to you before, is the juice worth the squeeze? And in this case, definitely. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to relinquish or give up any position that's going to put us in a weaker position trading the markets higher. So I'm quite happy to keep our position where it is and only change that position if it means I can add more money to the actual trade itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. As I said, there's charts we haven't really seen much. Obviously, on the weekend, you know, the markets don't really move much most of the time on the weekends. But now we have a start to the week, and I'm quite sure in the next day or two we're going to see some good action as well. I have noticed that on the volume also, the volume has been getting less and less. So normally when we see these, the volume diminish, we know that that's gearing up for pretty big move. As I said, a lot of the traders are saying, well, you know, we're going to see a pullback. I think the fact that we haven't broken below the 30, they've tried, and the bulls have held it up. I think that the chances are that probably the correction has already happened. Let's just have a look and see. I'm not going to go into the whole Elliott wave, impulse wave thing now, but I think that possibly this could be classed as a correction anyway. I mean, look at that. That's a 4.8% correction already, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty significant in my book. So, you know, it's just that I've got it laid on the chart. When I've got it laid out here, it doesn't really look that much. But as I said, you can see when we measure it, it's already to this morning's low. You can see Monday low. We take it to the Monday low, we're already looking at nearly 5%. That's pretty big, eh? That's a pretty big pullback. So I'm thinking, yeah, and even if it does come down a little bit lower, you can see, yeah, we're in the position over here where the Fibonacci is. We've got the golden pocket here, which is just a little bit lower than what we actually broke through the 0.5. And we also broke through the POC, which is the point of control, this morning, early this morning. I'm not sure if it was this morning. Let's just go and see.
Yeah, it must have been 30 minutes.
Time? Yeah, there's the time there. Yeah. 3 o'clock this morning, it broke through. It dipped below the 0.5. Didn't quite make it to the pockets, but that's fine. You know what I mean? It doesn't always go to the pocket. But as I said, even if we do, you can see our stop loss is set just underneath the pocket here. So we're pretty safe. There's a lot of support here in this area anyway. You can see here as well. This whole cluster of trades over here is also creating quite a lot of support here. And then one can obviously argue and say that we do have this band of pretty big support. Well, let's okay, let me take it there. This is a bit, hold on. Okay, so we got that band there, and let me just bring this a little bit so we can see that band there, and it's basically testing this band, this area here. Even if I put it down to the POC, you've got all the support here. And if I actually go back, which I'm not going to, if I go back in some time, you can see that there's actually history behind this where there's also support at this level. So I'm pretty confident as long as the bulls can keep the price above the 30, I think in the next few days or so, we should see some more movement to the upside. If not, and there is a big pullback, then you know what, I'll be happy to, well, you know what, if we get stopped out here, well, then that's what, we take 100% and then I'll have a look for the next entry.
Sure.
Possibly a little bit lower or whatever. I would hope that that doesn't happen because I don't want to lose our entry point, as I said, which is really strong all the way down the bottom there. But what can you do? If that happens, it's fine. We've still made 100% profit, and then we just look for a new entry. Okay.
Yeah, look, I
So
think
that's about as much as the tech analysis that I can do for now, Malcolm. As I said, not much has changed. If there is any changes, we can always do a quick urgent update video just to keep the guys in the loop. But until we see some movement now, either below the 30 or above the 31, well, then it's more or less just kind of consolidation really that's happening.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to give people an idea, if they're not sure, looking at the graph on the left there with the movement, the VRP VP is what it's called. That shows you the amount of volume of trades. So you can see in those areas, there's a high volume of trades and then it dips down.
Okay, we'll take a look at Forex Factory quickly just to have a look what's happening this week. Okay, so Monday, today's nothing. Tomorrow, we have on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, we've got the CB Consumer Conference stats that will be joined. The conference board late stats. Okay, that's happening tomorrow. And on Wednesday, we got Fed Chair Powell speaks again. That's very significant. You see the red folders are the high impact folders. So tomorrow we got something that can move the market. Wednesday, we've got something. On Thursday, we got the final gross domestic product stats that will drop. And then on Friday, the CPP, which is the core price index again. So quite a big week as far as the Federal Reserve and the dollar. We know that the dollar is going to always is correlated to the markets, and it always moves. It works in correlation. So I think this week there'll be quite a lot of volatility in the markets because of all of this. But we'll just have to see. We'll pay close attention to basically what's going to be happening over the next few days. But I do believe that it's well, these are market moving events, definitely. So I will keep you updated, Malcolm, as to what potentially will happen. And then, as I said, if there's anything major or anything big that happens, then we can do another quick video just to keep the guys updated. But other than that, it's just, once again, we just got to be patient and let this week play itself out to see what will happen in the market. I'm very bullish at the moment. I'm very positive. I see a lot of, there is a bit of FUD going around, but I'm not too bothered about the market sentiment at the moment. I think there's other things, institutional money that's coming into the market that's going to hold the price up going forward. Sure, we're going to have a few pullbacks along the way. Price never just goes in one direction, and even on the way up, there will always be pullbacks and corrections. But I think overall, the crypto market, particularly, well, I won't say the whole crypto market, but definitely Bitcoin is looking very, very bullish. And just one last thing quickly, just to show you once again, if we go to Bitcoin dominance, we are sitting at 51.53%. Let's take it to the daily, just to give you a bit of a better idea. And look at that. I mean, that's Bitcoin dominance, right? We have a little bit of a pullback today, but overall, look at the Bitcoin dominance.
Yeah.
Pumping. If I take
strong.
you to the weekly, you won't even see the red candle. Look at that. And it's even bigger. Look at this. I mean, it goes all the way down to 39.43, which happened in the November 20. Let's go a little bit forward, the beginning of the year. So in 6 months, the last 6 months, we've actually seen Bitcoin dominance just go up and up and up and up, eh? And that should tell us also that, there is a lot of money coming into Bitcoin, a lot of liquidity that's been put into Bitcoin. Obviously, the altcoins are taking a bit of a knock at the moment, but you know what? Just like anything, we know all these markets move in cycles, and the altcoins will have their day to shine, but not yet.
Absolutely. And if we just go back to the daily, just the normal Bitcoin chart, that consolidation, if we look at what are we on the daily here, if you look at your previous moves, the consolidation takes a bit longer than what we're seeing at the moment. So we could expect another few more days till the end of the week, possibly, before we see a breakout, would you say?
Yes, definitely. Even maybe up to 2 weeks, we could see the price sit here at this level for the next couple of weeks. Quite possible that can happen. I'm not, although I'm feeling very bullish, I'm not saying that we're going to have a big breakout either way. Sometimes with these, especially with the Fed and the data that comes out of the Fed, and that, it's not always. Sometimes you'll have bigger volatility. Other times, I mean, like last week, when the Fed chair actually did his testimony in Congress, we didn't actually see a lot of movement. I expected to see a lot more volatility than there actually was. So it was, all depends on whether monetary policy is leaning towards the dovish side, or if it's leaning towards the hawkish side, will obviously determine how much volatility comes into the market. And I think the Fed's testimony last week was pretty balanced. I think they tried to keep it pretty balanced, not to create too much panic in the market. And so I think that was the reason why we didn't see as much volatility. But yeah, that can change at any time. We don't know what these guys have got up their sleeves. Sometimes they it's difficult to say. We've got to just monitor and see. But as I said, these guys, their plans are pretty nefarious, I can assure you that. And obviously they're going to try and keep it away from the public as much as possible, because they don't want panic. Because we know what happens when people start panicking. You start getting bank runs, and this happens and that happens, and they're going to try and prevent as much of that as they possibly can. But it's certainly not going to detract or take away from their plans to control everybody and everybody's money, because this is what they do.
Absolutely.
But yeah, sure.
I think.
Sorry, yes, go.
Yeah, so I was just thinking, just if we could just sort of wrap up now, and if I could just give just a quick summary. So we're going to wait for to see how the market moves. There's a bit of consolidation going on now. What we're looking for is if the market moves up, we wanted to break through that 31.5, 31.7, I think it is, mark. And then, yeah, if it shows signs of going bullish, it will be putting more into the trade. And then if it breaks down a lot, then we'll take our profit At least the minimum we would get is 100%, which is phenomenal, more than anybody could expect. So yeah, I think that would be a fair summary, would you say?
Yes, just keep in mind that when you're looking at this chart here, okay, yeah, where we are sitting at the moment. Obviously, this red line here where it's I actually hold on one second. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so this one here, let's just bring this here. You can see I've written there. Okay, so failed breakout. April high needs to be held by the bulls. So this is what we're waiting for. We're waiting to break through this area here. This area here is what we want to do. Is we want to break through this area. If we can break and we can hold a candle, at least let's say the 4-hour candles, if we can break above and hold it as we did here, well, that didn't hold, but we broke through. We need to do this here and then hold that position anywhere over here. If we can do that on a 4-hour time frame and get, like, let's say maybe 2 or 3 candles behind us, then the next area of our next target is up here between the 31,700 and the 32,450, even all the way up to 33,000. But my view is if we can break and hold here, then for sure we're going to be looking at going higher, even, as I said, even up to possibly 40,000, maybe a little bit higher. I don't think we're going to see 50K this year, but certainly up in the top 40, lower bottom of the 40,000s is very possible, which is good news. So yeah, let's all hope that we can that the buyers have got the momentum and the strength to push us up to that target. Will be great.
Excellent. Well, thanks, Ashley, again for a great breakdown of what's happening and insight into the market and our trade. And yeah, we'll chat again towards the end of the week and put out another video. Unless something really exciting happens within the week, we'll obviously keep everybody updated. So thank you once again for your time.
Sure. Great stuff. Welcome. Thanks very much. I'll chat to you guys later.